Okay, welcome back to this other episode about arrays, programmers live once again. So we had 4 questions in our previous episode, and I would love that we do some, and of course I'll leave some out to you who is watching to check if you really are picking what we are doing. Once again, programming is by programming is by practice. The more challenges you meet, the more you get to learn the language. So let's begin with the most basic one up here, then we shall add just to another. So as usual, I don't know what tool you're using, but me, I'm using this. So because I compile from some online compiler, so this is iostream. So using namespace standard. Remember we talked about these arguments here, argc and argv, if you had watched the previous episodes. So program that will print all items in the array. So definitely we shall not waste any time here. I'll say items in a single D array. Okay, items in a single D array. So we were already given the array, and here we are. So we said traverse through the array. We said we use a for loop. So we shall say, I told you last time that depending on the compiler that you're using, you can either declare this from out, or you can declare within, just the one I'm doing. So this one has to be less than 5. Why are we less than 5? Because we said arrays begin from 0, so we index from 0 to less than 5. That means the maximum is 4. So of course we shall have a post increment here. So I'll transfer this to that point. So I want to read the items of the array. By the way, I think I can print the same thing. Don't you think so? I can print exactly the way it appears here. Let me try it out. I'm going to say see out from here because it's a loop. So this will be not okay to put it inside the loop. Just a wise thought. Okay, so I'll terminate there. So here inside I'll say see out what? Remember we said while reading from the array, it's the array name, then the index. Now index is being tracked by I think people are noticing that, but each time we print an item, then we do what? We do put a comma. So I'll terminate from there. So again, remember I need this. Okay, I need that. So I'm going to come here and say see out, then I'll put that. I'm just reading from the array, so there is no problem with that. I can even put a new line here. Okay, let's do it manually before we execute and see. So I is indexed 0, so we shall ask, is 0 less than 5? Yes, 0 is less than 5, so meaning that the condition is true. So max at index 0 is 56, so it will print 56 and put a comma. Then it updates, because we say that is how a for loop works. So it updates. After updating, which was a 1, a 0 I mean, now becomes a 1, because 0 plus 1 is 1. So it will ask, is 1 less than 5? Yes, so that is true. So max at index 1 is 89. I think we see that. Then it updates again. 1 plus 1, which is 2, is 2 less than 5? Yes, so at index 2, that is 90. Then it updates again until when it reaches index 4. These items are how many? Yeah, until when it reaches index 4. So it will ask, is 4 less than 5? Yes, so at index 4 we have 23. Then 4 plus 1, which is 5, is 5 less than 5? No, 5 is equal to 5. So no more execution. Then it jumps out of the loop and prints that. So we need to go to the compiler and check if what we are talking about is as we expect it to be. So here we are. So I think perfectly I did what the question was asking to do. Write a program that will print all the items in the array below. All they wanted was you to print the items, but of course I went an extra mile to show that what you see here, that is on line 8, can exactly be printed as an output. So it was about the logic and showing that you're really learning the language far much better. Of course we have a glitch here, like an extra comma, so you can think about that in your free time. Okay, so back again to the questions that we have. So which one should we do? Should we do this one? Should we try it out? Write a program. Okay, let's try this one out and we see how better we can be. But again, I'm thinking which other? Modify program 2 so that it can print the original and the reversed one. Build an array. Okay, let's first do this. Maybe we can even do the other one at a later stage. Let's first do this. Okay, modifying program 2, which means I'm doing 2 programs in one. I think that is fine. It's a program that will allow a user to build an array of integers, then print the array. So that is the first part we are going to handle. Now I want us to move slowly and follow. So modifying the other program too. So what I'm going to do is, let me delete this. Then here I will come and say an array builder program. Okay, an array builder program. So I don't need all this. Now I'll say int array size, because we said every array requires to have a size, and I'll initialize it to 0. Okay, what does this one mean? Let's first go back to the question. The question says, write a program that will allow a user, let me copy it and take it to our section. So let me put it up here. Write a program that will allow a user to build an array of integers. Now to allow a user an array of integers, so that one we know, any size as required by the user. So it means it is the user to enter the size. That is what it means. If it's any size, then the user has to enter the size. So it means I'm going to say enter array size. Okay, enter array size. So definitely I will say cin. I already have the variable which is called array size. Okay, that is nice. So at this point, since we have the size, then let's declare the array to use. Okay, since we have the size, let's declare the array to use. So it's gonna be int my, let's call it int my array into array what? Array size. So I think we are flowing. Build an array of integers. So in the next bit we need to think of begin adding items to the array. Okay, begin adding items to the array. So what is going to happen? We use a for loop to move to each index. Okay, I'm commenting so that you understand. So I is less than what? Of course you can use any other variable apart from I, but I'm just simplifying life. So is less than array size, but of course here we do what? Here we increment. Okay, so what is going to happen? It means that I'll tell the user cout enter what? Enter item at index what? At index I. Okay, but if the user does not understand that, then you can improvise. But for this case, I'm just trying to help you as a programmer, since I'm talking to programmers right now. So enter item at index that. So here I'll say capture the item or value and store at that index. So how am I going to do that? It will be cin my array into index, which index is I. I think that is done over and over again until when I is equal to, or it has not reached the limit of array size. So that means I've finished capturing. Now the next bit is, let's read all the items that were captured to the array. Okay, so I'll do the same. We still use a for loop to traverse. So I'll say no, let's have an opening statement. Cout items in the array are items in the array are. So I'll go here and say 4. Of course, we said this one is array size and this is post increment. You can leave it to a pre increment and you see what it gives you. There is no harm. These are practicals. So I'm going to say cout items in the array. Of course, we are going to read my array, of course, I. Okay, but each time we do that, let me put a tab so that items are quite clear. And I think I'm done. I'm done. This question number 2 before we modify. Okay, that's why I was saying I'm doing a 2-in-1. So if you had tried out this, this is what I expect. So let's go back to the compiler. So run. Let me make it bigger. So array size is 5. Array size is 5. So item at index is 0, 89, 90, 23, 67. Hope you're watching. 78. So items in the array 89, 90, 23, 67 and 78. Wow, so it is working perfectly well. Okay, so this is how we moved about it. Okay, so it is allowing to, I put all those comments for purposes of your understanding and revision for that case. So the other question was saying modify the program to so that it can print the original and the reversed array. Okay, now of course the number 2 is already printing the original array. So here I will say the original array. Okay, we're just traversing. So he's asking for a reversed array. Now a reversed array, this is also simple. We just need to think about it. One, if I have an original array, then I need a reversed array. It means I require to have another array. Okay, but the second array should be of the same of the same size. Now what I'm going to do, let me copy this program, Ctrl C, Ctrl N, Ctrl V, so that I make a modification. This was the previous one, the original number 2. Okay, now this is the modified number 2. So I'm saying we need a second array. So here I will say int, I'll call this rev array. Okay, the rev array, it should also have the same size. So what is rev array going to do? This is to have the items in reverse. Are we moving? So of course there is no way we can keep track of the items when they are in a reversed order without having a copy of the array. I don't know if we are clear. So it means that we should have another array, but the array has to be of a different name but of the same size. Now the idea is very simple. Of course you can do it in a number of ways, but now here where we are reading from the built array, we can also build the reverse from here. or we can have another for loop that allows to build a reversed array. I don't know if it is really understandable. So maybe to simplify life, let me do this. Let me just comment here. Let's build the reverse array from here, but I'm saying it was very possible for us to build it from here, where we are reading from the built array for the original array. So instead of mixing them up for guys to understand very fast, let's build the reversed array from here. We do this by reading from the original but in reverse. Okay, but in reverse. So what shall we do? I'm going to say let's say for this one is array size, this one is, we say this is a post increment. Okay, we say this is a post increment. So if it's a post increment, then what are we going to do? Remember, we are reading from the original to the reversed. Okay, so let me comment here. Read from the original as you write to the reversed. Okay, read from the original as you write to the reversed. So this one was rev array into array size. That is the algorithm that we are going to use. Array size minus I, which is the index, and minus 1. Mathematically, if you try to put that on paper, it's going to work perfectly well. So I'm reading and I'm writing too. Okay, so this one is gonna be I. Read from the original as you write to the reversed. But when you're writing to the reversed, you're beginning from the limit to the bottom. You're beginning from the limit to the to 0, which is called the base. So we want to check if it has really worked out perfectly well. How shall we do that? Then we shall say cout items in the reversed array are so here we read from the reversed array the same way we did on the original array. Okay, so I'm going to say for this is array size, and this is a a post increment. So how did we do that? I'm going to just say cout. Cout is what? Rev array into I. So each time we do that, I put a tab. Ladies and gentlemen, what did we do? The first thing that we did is that we said we require to have this is to have the items in reverse. So we require to have another array. Then after, we need to write into that array. How did we do it? So we read from the original as we write to the reversed, but the index is changed in a certain way. How? We begin from the limit to the bottom. We begin from the top to the bottom. So definitely by the time we leave this loop, the reversed array has already gotten all the items it requires to have. So when we come here, we just read from it. So Control A, Control C, back here, Control A, Control V, then we run. Of course, if it has errors, then we expect that to be sorted along the way. So enter. Size of the array 5. So there is 5. I'll begin with 45, 12, 56, 89, and 33. We had to put a new line below, but we can check. These are the items of the original array. 45, 12, 56, 12. Then it is 33, 89, 56, 12, 45. Wow, it is perfect. Nah, it is not perfect because of the new line, but it is working as expected. Okay, so back again. This was our original. Okay, this was our original. We were just building and reading from. Then this was the second one, including the first one and the modification. So I'm hoping we are really learning a lot. So here, a form like this, it means you're capturing to an index, which index keeps on changing and begins from 0. So 0, 1, 2, you know, each time it moves, then it means you're writing something at that particular index. So here we reversed the array with a simple algorithm or with a simple technique. Then later we read from the reversed array. Wow, so I know people are having questions, people are confused a little bit somewhere, but if you're not, you're lucky. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you enjoy more of such episodes. I sign out.